Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Toasted Synapse from tsgaming.net with another first impressions video. Today we are going to take a look at DuckTales. Woo! An action-adventure casual game by WayForward and published by Capcom. It's a remastered edition of the original game, released 24 years ago on the NES and the Game Boy. It is also on Steam and the prices are on the screen right now. We'll take a look at the options menu, and you have to remember that when it comes to the gameplay and mechanics of this game, the developers wanted to stay faithful to the original, so it's not gonna have anything complex or modern mixed in. But as far as the options go, well, I really don't understand why they didn't make any efforts here. I mean, look at it, only resolution, language, anti-aliasing, brightness, and that's it. You can configure your controller, which is rebindable by the way. You can have a controller plugged in, this is what I have, and you can control it with your controller or your keyboard, which is nice. But as for the options, I would have loved to see more, especially some audio options. We don't have audio options over here. It's a little weird, you know. We're used to something a little bit more, and of course they try to stay faithful to the original, but still, options, if you add more options, doesn't mean that you're not faithful. As for the hard pogo, this is something related to gameplay, it isn't related to specifications to system, whatever. This is basically you press X to activate your pogo stick, or if you go with hard pogo on, you have to press down and X. There you go. That's the difference, which is not a difficulty setting in and of itself, so I don't know why they would have it there, but hey. 3 difficulty, no, I will not start a new game, but there are 3 difficulty levels. I'm on medium. This where I spawn here is a hub. There are various missions. First of all, I'll show you the InGame Store. Throughout the levels you gather cash, because you're Scrooge, and you spend that cash. Unlike Scrooge, because he generally likes to hoard all the cash. And you unlock the stuff. To unlock the next stuff, the concept art, for example, in my case, I have to unlock more characters. I don't know if all of them or half of them, but when you unlock enough, it will unlock concept art and then sketches, pencil, music. Pretty cool that they have this here. It's a game that's hand-drawn, and it's pretty awesome. As you can see here, these are the characters. They give you little wallpapers. This is how on the top left how they originally looked, which is pretty fun. So that's what you can do with your in-game money. This is your vault. I didn't see any practical thing for this vault, just the fact that you can dive right in, swim and jump. It's cool that they have this in here. I'm assuming it will grow in size. And this is my office that turns into a big giant computer. That takes me to the mission. So after you complete the tutorial area, yeah, there's only one. You will be handed with these 5 missions, and you get to choose where to go. Let's say we want to go to Transylvania. Now each level will have a boss.
Pack your bags, boys. We're off to Transylvania, and we're no coming back without the coin of the lost realm.
Of course, you have a story. It is focused on a story because it's based on a TV series, so why the hell not? Although the story sometimes does get in the way of the action, I'll just let you guys hear the story.
Dracula's Manor. home of the legendary Drake von Vladstone, heir to the coin of the Lost Realm.
Boy, it's kind of creepy out here, isn't it? Uncle Scrooge, we're not gonna break into this guy's house, are we?
Of course not, Louis. This castle has been abandoned for centuries.
Hey, look at this. The Junior Woodchuck guidebook says Drake von Gladstone was best known by his nickname, Count Dracula Duck. Is there really a monster in there, Uncle Scrooge? Don't be silly, Webby. Yeah, there's no such thing as Dracula. Right. He is right, isn't he, Uncle Scrooge?
Of course he is, Louis. Vampires, banshees, and mischievous spirits are just a lot of superstitious hocus pocus.
Alright, so you got the gist of it. Pretty good voice acting, although Uncle Scrooge is a little bit too Scottish for my taste. I don't remember him being that much with a Scottish accent. You can skip the cutscenes, the cinematics. I will do this because I don't want to spoil anything, although, I don't know. I will do it. Also, you have a map over here that you can use. So this is the game, this is the gameplay. Now, like I said, with the pogo stick, jump and then pressing X activates the pogo stick, and once, if you hold X, your pogo stick goes forever. There we go, a skeleton. And if you want hard pogo mode, that means pressing jump and down and then X. Whoa, really hard, right? So this is the game, pretty simplistic as you would imagine. There are hidden things like that gem that you saw. I couldn't quite get it. This, I don't know what this is. Oh, there we go. Because you go over some areas, things will pop out. You don't know where they are. You might know if you're gonna do the levels time and time again. Now I have a speed boost. There we go. Kill his skull. You can also use your cane, and you can use it to bash enemies or obstacles or stuff in the game. What I want to say is I not necessarily have a problem with the background. Don't get me wrong, it's drawn really nicely and it looks great. But the background is kind of big. Like I generally do prefer the gonna get that guy. Boom, got him. Indeed. The background is kind of big. And this, if you know anything about perspective, this means that it basically makes Scrooge look as he's the size of a mouse. It kind of reminds me of Tom and Jerry, the video game, where they did really good with backgrounds. They made them really big, so that was okay, because Jerry is a little character. But Uncle Scrooge and all the people from this universe have... It doesn't matter how what their height is. They would want to make tables and chairs that they would have to reach, right? So, in relation to the main character, the tables and chairs are kind of big. Yeah, but that's just me, you know. Maybe I like the 8-bit style a little bit more. The chain, I don't know if I can do anything with the chain, but there's also a place where I can go over here. Oh, that didn't work. Let's go over here. So the game is not long. You have these levels with special themes, as you would imagine. This is Transylvania. So you're gonna have ghouls and vampires and all that stuff. We're maybe gonna fight Count Dracula at the end, because every level has a boss. And those are scary creatures, to be honest. There you go. Should have jumped over it. And there is another one. There we go, and I'm through. But for what it is, the gameplay, although it is very simple in its form, it is really enjoyable. It's really fun, especially if you're playing with a controller. This will make a lot of sense. And it really feels like responsive and fluid, like it should, you know. The only problem is that I don't know if people were expecting something more. Like honestly, they were doing a remake of the original, right? So they wouldn't add anything that's not true to the original game. That would make sense. And back then, you didn't have more than 2 buttons on your Game Boy. So that's why, even if you're using an Xbox controller, you're only gonna use 2 buttons. Ah, I can only pogo this area. Makes sense. It's kind of hard to pogo, although I don't have hard pogo unlocked, but hey, there we go. So the levels are dynamic, they're varied and pretty fun,
Get me down from here.
from what I've seen. Oh my. Oh, come on, let me pogo. I also have to... Ah. And this is what happens when you die. Let's see. Yep. You get reset completely. So you need to start again. Which we're not gonna do right now. We're gonna go to the moon, because it's the last level. And they emphasize something.
It's a long way to the moon, lads. But the green cheese of longevity will make it.
Okay.
Up, up, and away.
And we're gonna form our conclusion. Because I think you saw enough. If you're fans of the series, of course, you would have already known about this game. So from what I've seen, I have to say that the game stays faithful to the original story and the gameplay.
I've never been to the moon before.
And it may have hooked the people that were fans of the TV series or the original game. Let's skip the cinematic. So it may have hooked the people that were actual fans, but I don't know about people that are not familiar with the series. What about them? Ah. There we go, power up. Because maybe they were expecting something more. You get my drift? Need to wait for an enemy and try to... Damn it. So the game is definitely for people that are fans of the series. If you're just looking for a new platformer adventure game. I'm not sure if this is the game for you, because I'm not sure if this is the game for you because there are plenty other games that do this stuff better. But and also the cutscenes, you know, some people would say that they kind of interrupt the action. We'll just leave those. I don't know about interrupting the action. I mean, you wanna also follow the story. I guess it's okay.
Why, that looks like the same spaceship.
This is definitely targeted towards a specific audience. The thing is, when it came out originally,
Guess this means I'm invited on board.
people were kids and they enjoyed these kinds of games. Ow, and I'm dead. The people were kids and they enjoyed these kinds of games, but now they are adults, and I don't know if they would feel the same way. And the kids nowadays may find this game very enjoyable, or just realize that in terms of mechanics and complexity there are others better already out there. But because of the evolution in technology, to be honest. So to conclude, I'll say that this game is a fun game, but I would recommend it to fans of the original TV series, or for parents that want to get a simple game with lovable characters for their kids. So that's it for me. I'll just jump into the money pit. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, favorite, and subscribe. And if you haven't checked out my other playlists, you can find annotations at the end. It will take you to first impressions, news, and upcoming PC releases. And of course, Let's Plays. Thank you guys very much for watching. This guy has a lot of money. This has been Toasted Synapse from tsgaming.net. I'm signing out.